Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing, this March the 31st, 2025 noontime update from just north of downtown Detroit, inside the Vincenzo mobile compound. Under an overcast, gloomy, cloudy, windy, and chilly, approaching mid-spring day here in the great state of Michigan, with a falling temperature, J, of 39 degrees. Bell notification, comment down below, like the channel, and share to get that first mover advantage and the truth, trust, education, and information that we're bringing back into the sphere, growing at a rapid level thanks to you, my lovely audience, that we're able to spread this message. We're getting the truth based on trust with information and education, all wrapped up into it to change the narrative and to keep the average trader, the retail trader, you and me, informed so you can make an informed and educated decision with the information that you need. And that's the best way to try to make decisions in the trading market, is to have all the facts, the information, the news, the technicals, unbiased. Just what is it showing? What does it look like? And that's the same with the first mover advantage. We've drawn out this from, watch all the other videos, the head and shoulders topping out reversal pattern. You can watch them from yesterday. I went into it. But we were hot out of the field by about 2 months. And now the mainstream, and you'll notice the mainstream, the 100,000, million, 2 million, 5 million subscribers, channels, you're going to notice them. They've been catching on now the last couple of weeks that it's apparent that we're in some kind of a downtrend and they have to put some content out. But they didn't see it till it was too late. And you can see we're having a little bounce back off of the weekend dump where we got rejected late last week at 88,054, which is the 50-day moving average in the daily. And there is still a chance you could bounce back up into there. But the more likely scenario is what we were talking about yesterday. If you were in the shorter time frames, a little bounce back into the overhead moving averages in the shorter time frame, and the max potential of about 85,374. And then that would most likely come back over on itself again, because I believe that 74,000 has to hit. There's a very, very small chance, less than 6%, that you could go from here all the way up and then get rejected and come down. But that's the least likely scenario. In both cases, though, we do come down to 74,000 and change, and that's what we're watching out for this week. The Bitcoin dominance is another very critical thing for the altcoins. As you do know, but the information, first mover advantage, and education, JE, in a super simple and easy way to understand it and follow it. When Bitcoin dominance rises over a lengthy amount of time, or suddenly, the altcoins sell off because they sell out of the altcoins and they dump back into Bitcoin. And it don't matter if Bitcoin's price is pumping or dumping at the time. When dominance skyrockets like this, altcoins will accelerate to the downside, where you could have 25 to 40% losses in altcoins in a single day or a 2-day span, as you did here when Bitcoin dominance spiked 10.5%, 12% in about 24 hours. The altcoins had a massive dump and a capitulation, a local one. All right. But when you're dumping like this in dominance over a week or two, especially at the beginning, altcoins will start to pump because people are selling out of Bitcoin and back into the altcoins, playing another rally, right? But right now we've been in this sideways and up consolidation after that blow off top there. And as long as we're staying above these shorter term moving averages in the 4-hourly, there's going to be constant and persistent sell pressure for the altcoins as a whole, right? Until this flips, until you get something like that, and maybe come and retest on the way down to that 58.54%. That could allow for a more sustained rally. But as long as that's holding its own up there and trending up, there's going to always be sell pressure in on these altcoins. And you can see XLM did come back down to the 25 cents, something that we were looking at, as we think our next move is coming all the way down in the purple to the 18 cents, followed by a pretty decent rally that could be 30 to 50% by when you fall down to here and you rally from the 18.5 cents as underneath green support level. You could run all the way back up to this 29 to 30 cent range, right, on an overshoot, because that's going to be a major area where buyers are going to be stacked at the 18.5 cents, 18-cent range. All right, so there could be a 40 to 60% move back to the upside over a short period of time, followed by, I believe, an even bigger fall down to the 14 cents. Down to the 14 cents, and we've been talking about this extensively for several days, several weeks, actually since about, let's get into the daily, since about early January, just after this, no, late November, early December, just after this blow off top, after the Trump election. We were telling you we were bearish. We were going to have these bearish crosses right here, as you see, where the 50 is now below the 100 and the moving average at 36 cents. Still do not want to buy your ad-free nonsense. And then we were eventually going to have a golden bearish cross where the short-term 50 is actually underneath the longer-term 200-day in green right there. And that's going to happen. We're retesting this 25 cents. There could be some kind of sympathetic bounce here before the next move to the downside. But I think the next major move is going to be a move to the downside. And that's going to be from support at 25.5 cents down to this green, about a 26.69% dump to the downside. So we're going to be paying attention for that. And I'm going to have to let you go here soon. My lunch time is almost over. Again, the XRP is still trading out the right shoulder in this head and shoulders topping out reversal pattern. I made a couple of great videos the last few days explaining that with the first mover advantage, how we called it back in mid-January when the rest of the field and the mainstream criminal gangsters and manipulators didn't get it on social media or the mainstream until about 3 weeks ago. They were 2 months behind. And that's the valuable time and the value of Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing that gives that to you. But we're now back on the neckline. In purple is sort of what I think's about to happen here over the next couple of weeks. I think we're going to break down past this neckline here, and we're going to end up at the 200-day moving average in the daily time frame for the first time in a long time. And then I think you could have a sympathetic rally off of that from about the 193, which would make sense for a local wick bottom that you had back on February the 3rd back here, or I believe it was March the 3rd, about a month ago. And then you could have a little bit of a rally back up into the falling moving averages before you eventually break down out of this neckline. And the technical target on the breakdown out of this neckline is the $1.29. And we still think that's going to happen. And we're going to continue to give you the information on a daily basis. Hit that like button, subscribe, become members of the best and cheapest and best value out there. Vincenzo's Gold Jabroni Killers, $3.99 a month. Video description below, pinned comment. A road to 500 Jabroni Killer members and 10,000 followers is starting and continuing with each and every one of you. Peace and love. The Rock's Eyebrow, Jay.